Happy New Year! This is Reverend Ore Jacques Patlian bringing you New Year's blessings and teaching religious science, which is the teaching of the science of mind, sometimes called the perennial philosophy because it's been around practically forever. Today, a new thought for a new year. You know, you cannot blog on a Commodore 64. This is an update of one of Jesus' favorite sayings. You cannot put new wine into old wineskins. Since we've not used wineskins to chug our wine for about 1,200 years, I thought I would try expressing the same thought in more modern terms. But when I did that, it occurred to me that only those who were around in the early 80s would know what a Commodore 64 was. It was one of the first hugely popular personal computers, mainly used for word processing. Had a pea brain by today's standards, but it was a wow when it first came out. You cannot create a fine new year of your life with the same old habits of thinking, speaking, and acting. If you want a year like the one you had last year, have the same thoughts, do the same stuff, and make the same choices, and you'll get it. Life's pretty simple, isn't it? But doesn't stuff just happen, you ask? Aren't we just victims of our childhood, my religion, my race, my looks, or my IQ, or the lack of one? Nope, I hate to tell you this, but life's all on you. It is done unto you as you believe. As a man or woman thinks, so they are. A man named Jesus of Nazareth said that, and he's not the first one to say it. And it's still true. Have you ever considered who has been with you every second of your life? Right there, never leaves, always at work. Yep, that's you. You're the only person that's been present in your life every single second you've been alive. So if you're the only one who's been around for your whole life, every second, then you must be the person responsible for it. I know most of us don't like that bit of news. It's a lot more fun to blame God. That's the usual fall guy. Parents, another favorite. Race, very popular at the moment. Or that golden oldie and perennial favorite excuse, luck. The only luck I know is Andrew Luck, a smart young man from Stanford who can throw a football like a bullet and put the Colts in the playoffs again. Luck's an invention of losers, in my opinion. You know, you got to explain why you're screwing up somehow. And so you just say bad luck. At some point, we just have to man up and woman up and take responsibility. That's rule number one in Reverend Dore's life-changing formula. Are you ready to say the words that will set you free forever? No kidding, these words will set you free forever. Repeat after me. My life is my creation, and I own every single bit of it. If I made it, then I can change it. And this is the year I change me from the inside out. No more excuses. You know, you have the power. You're the most powerful being in the universe as far as we know, unless we run into a race that's even more powerful than we are. You are hardwired with imagination, and that allows you to see things that never were, to go places you've never been, and to write words, stories, music that never saw the light of day before. It allows the architect to build a magnificent building in her mind, to go into space, to Mars. It is what enabled Elon Musk to build a spaceship and send it into space, to design and build a real, practical, and super fast electric car and sell it at a price that's affordable for many. $60,000 is not chicken feed, but it's not $300,000 either. It is what will take humankind to the stars one day in the not-too-distant future. Imagination is the power only humans possess. It is God's ultimate gift to humanity. Now, we may find races out there very similar to us with great imaginations, but so far we're the only ones we know that have it. Imagination is what will transform your 2015 if you will marry it to two other essential powers we all possess. Will is the first one. You know, imagination's great, but without willpower, it doesn't get much done. Willpower is the guts and gumption to get off the couch, stop talking about it, and finally make it happen. Willpower is the first cousin to tenacity, that ferocity of spirit that will not stop, will not surrender, will not fail, no matter what. Imagination creates the picture of your desire in your mind. Will makes it real. One without the other is powerless. Now, tenacity keeps you on course to success when all looks dark or you are tired and discouraged. The other essential power is intellect. Yes, that's your intelligence. You can hire intelligence, but it's better if you have it to use your own. That way it gets done your way. Elon Musk knew beans about building a spaceship, but what he did know is how to find capital and how to find talent. With his mental picture of a totally private space company and the world driving electric cars that were luxurious, wicked fast, and beautiful, all he needed was experts in these fields who brought his dream into being, and he was off and running. He has successfully gotten into near space, and there are Teslas all over Sarasota, LA, Houston, New York, and other major cities. Let's make it simple. Here's what you do to make 2015 the best year of your life to date. It's only the beginning. You can have even greater ones. Number one, take responsibility for your life. You made this life. Now you can make it better. Number two, make a firm decision to change you from the inside out. Remember those wineskins? Can't put new wine in them. If you do not change, nothing changes. Number three, know what you want in your life. You can't get anything unless you know what you want. Desire is the absolute requirement for creation. No child was ever created unless somebody had a desire to mingle, for instance. You have to know what you want in your life. What does a great 2015 look like to you? We all have different desires, so your perfect year will be unique. Number four, rent space in your mind, only to thoughts of what you will allow in your life and what you desire. There must be a no vacancy sign out for complaints, worry, fear, hatred, anger, and negativity. You know, you're the landlord of your mind. You decide who moves in and who gets evicted. Think only of fine things, good things, and the things that get you to where you want to go. No detours for pity parties or listening to naysayers. You know, it's the easiest thing in the world to be a naysayer. You have no responsibility for the outcome. You just get to carp and complain. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll be right and you can say, I told you so. Naysayers are pretty pitiful, in my opinion. They like to spoil everybody's party. They're a very negative force in our society. Number five, make love the guiding principle of your life. Approach every situation with love. What would love do? What would be the loving thing to do in this situation? Give everyone you meet a lift with a smile, using their name. You know that is so important. Such an anonymous society in many ways, with social media taking the place of real friends in many cases. Look at the name tag on the person who waits on you at the supermarket or in any store and call them by their name. It'll make their day because almost nobody does that. Wish them well. Love and good manners are the lubricants of your higher good and come back to you multiplied many times over. But I'm going to caution you. You're going to do it because it's the right thing to do, not for the payback. Your life is a mirror of who you are inside. As you change, your life will change in exact proportion to how much you do. May you have the most wonderful New Year, and may your fondest dreams be celebrated as reality on the next New Year's Eve. I'd like to celebrate them with you. Until then, get her done. This is Reverend Ray Jacques Patley of the Awakened Heart Center for Spiritual Living in Sarasota, Florida. Check out my 101 podcast, video podcasts on youtube.com/RevDor. Until then, have a happy, happy New Year.